Hey guys, Victor here. I'm going to be looking at modern variation. So in this variation, there's this idea about a dual attack. And now, if you play like normal, you might be thinking you can just check blue, because it's open. But then, green can do a really interesting move. And if you happen to take, then blue's about to check. And on top of that, I'm not sure what yellow does, but you also have a checkmate threat. And if you wanted to guard with a knight, the bishop is there to take it. So this runs into mate for red and yellow when you take the knight. If instead of taking the knight, you attack the queen, then when you take back, yellow opens this up so that you have a checkmate that way. Then green has to check red to prevent the queen capture. And here you can take back. And if in this position you think you can win the queen, well, actually, that's a mistake. Because even if you do win the queen, knight just runs into immediate taking. Running away also runs into checkmate with either the bishop or the knight. So that variation doesn't work out. So you can't really gain an advantage from taking, even though it is a blunder if you try to take. Here you can just move the queen away. And you have some nice counterplay against red, two different checks, both of which are very hard to block now. Green may be underdeveloped, but blue also has a check on yellow. So I wouldn't want this position as red and yellow. Instead of taking, what I think is the best move here is to move the bishop right here, 30 mate. Now you can't do this because that runs into check. So the only real move is to move the pawn up. And this is where red and yellow gain their advantage, because now the queen has to make a second move. They're going to form a battery here or there. One of those two spots is where the queen wants to go. Now, clearly you can't block that off. And also, if you move here, the red queen can just take. So one option, I'm not sure of the best spot for the queen to move here, is to move the queen right there. And yellow moves here, forming the battery. Now if green is smart, green will prevent the only square where the red queen can come in. I think this is a good move. I'm not sure what the best move is. Keep in mind that this knight is pinned, because now you have a checkmate threat. So another option is to break the pin, moving one up. But even here, I'm not really sure if that's the best move, because now yellow's prepared to take no matter what. Say you just try to block with the pawn. Well, then you take this way. And as green, I'm not quite sure what you would do. Maybe try to block off the queen from coming in. But As red, you can still wreak some havoc. And you're also protecting the weak square against yellow. So even if you, say you do that, to block off the checkmate, another option too here is just to move in for the immediate mate. But clearly you can't do that. I just wanted to go over that these two squares are somewhat blocked off. I mean, theoretically, you could move there. That is an idea. That way, take back, and then it's mate. I'm not really sure what the best continuation is. I didn't really look too deeply here because, to me, this is just winning for red and yellow. I think that's a really powerful move. And could be considered. Taking over here, of course you take back, but then both these are iron up a dark square, light square. So things get a little bit complicated here because also if you're not too quick, well, not there, but here, yeah, green can pin the yellow queen, and then things get a little bit more complicated. So I just wanted to go over this opening idea really fast. I think this is the best continuation for red and yellow. And I'm not really sure what the best moves are for blue and green, because the queen was forced to bounce around a couple of moves. Green is kind of boxed in. In the meantime, red and yellow have formed a really nice battery against red. These are the ideas behind this opening. So feel free to leave a comment, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.